From the heart of the Midwest in St. Louis, Missouri, we are live at Ameristar Casino for Shamrock Fighting Championships, where tonight the Midwest brightest stars shine as we bring you Shamrock FC 356. Good evening, I am Jeremy Johnson, along tonight with my partner, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, Adam Meredith. Adam, we have a great card tonight. That's a lot of new guys who are looking to really make a name for themselves in the business.
Yeah, Jeremy, anytime you have young, up-and-coming guys, they really want to make a statement. Between them and the amazing crowd, we're in for a real show tonight.
But now, let me bring in Shamrock FC President Jesse Finney. Jesse, this is a big night here at Shamrock FC. Why is that?
26 years tonight, and thank you guys for all celebrating with us.
That's right, and we have a great one for our main event. As rising star Jackson McVey, he has a tough test ahead of him in Jaquise Williams.
Last time we saw Jackson in this cage, he had an unbelievable knockout, but Jaquise is a real veteran. He has a lot of experience. This is going to be a great main event.
Now, Jaquise Williams steps into the cage. Coming from the world of bare-knuckle boxing, he has a ton of experience, but Jackson McVey says, this is my house tonight.
Good fights like this is what we love to do. Two guys that want to stand and bang. Jaquise is, like you said, a bare-knuckle boxer. Jackson, very long, hits very hard. His last fight, stand-up knockout.
And then in our co-main event this evening, it features a true legend of the sport making his final walk to the cage as Lucas Lopes takes on Matt Tinker.
This is a real battle of veterans. Lucas has a lot of experience, but Matt has tons of explosion in his hands. Either one of these guys could end this with a single punch.
Now, Matt Tinker, tall and as tough as they come. But Lucas Lopes, a veteran of Strikeforce, a veteran of shark fights, has been around the game for literally ever, has a giant win over Thiago Alves from the UFC. Tonight, he makes that final walk.
Yeah, when you say someone like Lucas Lopes, he is the OG of mixed martial arts back in the mid-90s, if you look back. The guy's fought with cages, barbed wire, you name it. Look for this fight. I say this once again, it is going to be leg kicks. Leg kicks will be the tail of this fight.
It's time. It's Shamrock FC 356. Coming up, we move to the world of kickboxing as Tommy Brown takes on Sean Coray. Coming to the cage by way of St. Louis, Missouri, it is Sean Coray McGee. Now, Coray is making his kickboxing debut after a year of training and at 43 years old, stepping into the cage. But he looks to be in amazing shape tonight. And really coming out of the church, Jamie Croyson has really put up together an amazing kickboxing camp there.
Yeah, he's in phenomenal shape, and yeah, he chose the right camp. Those guys are hard-nosed bangers.
And his opponent, Tommy Brown.
Making his way to the cage by way of Belleville, Illinois, it is Tommy Brown. Now, Tommy told me after his last outing that he added a ton of cardio into this, and he also talked about the idea of needing to feel more relaxed in the fight. When you get stressed, when you're walking in and all of that adrenaline dumps, it can absolutely kill your cardio, so he worked a ton for that one. As we go to our Supplement Superstore's tail of the tape, Tommy Brown, 32 years old, 6 foot tall, 165 pounds. Sean Coray, 43 years old, 5'9", 156 pounds.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is a kickboxing matchup, and it's set for 3 rounds in the Shamrock FC 155-pound kickboxing division. Introducing first on my right, fighting out of the FM Roofing blue corner, a kickboxer that stands 5 feet 9 inches tall. He weighed in at an even 156 pounds. He's fighting out of St. Louis, Missouri. Ladies and gentlemen, Sean Coray McGee. Across the cage, his opponent fighting tonight out of the First Form red corner. This fighter stands 6 feet tall and weighed in at 165 pounds. Fighting out of Belleville, Illinois, Tommy Brown.
Referee Dwayne Bess has the call for this contest. Tommy Brown in the red tape, Sean Coray McGee in the blue. Touch of the gloves and into the action. Brown starts off with the jab. Good 1-2s down the pipe.
Tommy's a little lighter on his feet. Sean's coming forward, throwing some heat.
Big hands are coming out of both of these guys. Oh.
See how Tommy's able to deal with that pressure.
Coray is just moving forward, head down, church style.
Yeah, I mean, that's signature church style right there. You eat some shots, but you're coming forward and you're landing some big shots of your own.
Nice duck under there, though, by Brown. He's got to watch ducking down like that, though. One well-timed kick, and you're done.
I mean,
also, can we just take a minute that McGee just threw him across the cage?
That's exactly what I was about to say. Sean just threw Tommy right into the cage. Definitely seems to be the more physically imposing of the two. Now, Tommy looks very relaxed in there, though. I mean,
he's definitely breathing calm.
He's weathering the storm for sure. I mean, let's see if he's able to keep up his cardio.
Yeah, almost throwing from a side stance there.
But you have to be careful with keeping those hands low.
Coray is throwing those hands with bad intent.
But he's doing a real good job of keeping his hands up, keeping his hands tight, not leaving himself open for any crazy shots.
Nice shot to the body there. Oh!
Big shot.
Coray walks right into a right hand there by Tommy Brown at the bell. Tough one to call, Adam. How do you see that first round?
You know, that's a tough one. I think Sean really dictated that pace and was just more imposing throughout the entirety of the round. I mean, like I said, we saw him throw Tommy into that cage. Both of them had some really good shots, but I think Sean really controlled that round.
So if you were in the corner here at Tommy Brown, what advice are you going to give him?
You know, man, just keep moving, circle, circle, circle.
Talk me through here the instant replay, Adam.
I mean, this is right where we saw Sean throw Tommy right in that cage and just keep him posted up on there and see just big body shots just over and over. You know, you can't get stuck on that cage. You have to circle. So, you know, if I'm in Tommy's corner, man, just keep circling, keep circling. You know, don't get lazy with those hands. We got to keep those hands up, keep moving. A few extra seconds to rest for the fighters.
How important is that?
And, you know, the seconds add up.
Nice jab there out of Brown.
Yeah, keep using
Brown's
that jab.
coming out a little tougher this time. Oh!
Backhand. And, you know, that can be the downside when you come forward, because you meet those shots halfway.
Yes.
And you knock yourself out. Doesn't take much.
That's got to be a confidence booster for Brown.
Without a doubt. And, you know, even if Sean did win that first round, I mean, now he has a mountain to climb, getting knocked down in the second. We're looking at an automatic 10-8 round.
Let's hope. Sometimes we don't know how that works out in the judging.
That's true. That's true.
Oh!
That's what's supposed to be. But now we got a knockdown right here, so we're even. But Tommy's a little slow
Tommy
to get up,
is
though.
slow to get up. This could be it. That is it, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
Not able to answer. Set him down quickly. Sean Coray McGee taking the win. You know, he kind of called this a bucket list thing, but I could definitely see him doing this again.
I wouldn't be surprised. There's nothing like that feeling of when you get that win or that knockout especially.
The church has really put out some guys that are just as tough as they come.
Yeah, man, every fighter that comes from there, you know what you're getting.
Let's take a look here at our instant replay again. Big kick to the body, set him down.
And, you know, I think just the whole story of that fight was just, Sean was just overwhelming, just kept bringing the pressure,
Our first kickboxing bout in the books. Let's send this up to the cage to Joe Parisi to make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, this contest comes to a close at 1 minute 6 seconds of round number 2. Your winner by knockout, Sean Coray McGee.
A big win for Sean McGee here. That first win has got to feel good, and to do it in commanding fashion. But we still have more action to come, and we'll be right back right here at Shamrock Fighting Championships. And we are back here at Shamrock Fighting Championships as we jump back into the world of MMA as Jacob Mattson takes on Derek Cullison.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following matchup is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Shamrock Fighting Championship middleweight division. Introducing first, fighting tonight out of the FM Roofing blue corner, a mixed martial artist that stands 6 feet 2 inches tall. He weighed in at 179.4 pounds. He's fighting out of Decatur, Illinois. Ladies and gentlemen, Derek Cullison. His opponent across the cage fighting tonight out of the First Form red corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet 10 inches tall. Official weight, 184.8 pounds. Fighting out of St. Charles, Missouri, Jacob Mattson.
Back into the action here.
Jacob Mattson to the ground.
Cullison in on the top position here.
Right into side control.
Yeah, Mattson on top here.
Still a lot of time left. Look for him to slide that knee on belly right into mount. Oops, steps over right into mount. Still a lot of time here.
Yeah, Mattson comes out of a tough camp there at St. Charles MMA. Big, heavy hands. Mattson just dropping bombs.
Yeah,
Referee Zach Tybris right on top of the action, and that's enough.
That's it. You know, Jacob went in there, got the takedown, got mount, took the back, flattened him out, and just big shots. That's the fight right there.
That was total domination there, right out of Jacob Mattson.
You have to be able to intelligently defend yourself, and he just was not doing that. Great job by Jacob Mattson just to come in there and handle business.
Handle business, he did. We could almost get the entire fight into that replay, but let's take a look at it here. As we see, Mattson steps over into mount, just starts literally dropping bombs here. As Cullison rotates, gets him flattened down, and next thing you know, here come the hammers.
Yeah, I mean, he did a beautiful job just maintaining control throughout that transition from mount to back mount. Just stayed patient, landed his shots. That's all she wrote.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 45 seconds of round number 1, this bout comes to a close. Your winner by tap out due to strikes, Jacob Mattson.
A big win there for Jacob Mattson. A beautiful fight, and that is how you do it, ladies and gentlemen. Up, down, and out. As we have more fights to come, we'll be right back right here at Shamrock Fighting Championships. And we are back here at Shamrock Fighting Championships. As coming up next, we have Sam Eldridge taking on Nik Green back into the world of kickboxing.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the cage, Nik Green.
Coming to the cage by way of Springfield, Missouri and the Springfield Fight Club, it is Nik Green. Now the 24-year-old has spent 3.5 years of training. He's also been in the world of traditional martial arts and Shotokan karate since he was 6 years old.
Not a bad background for a stand-up fight.
But a lot of times we do see that traditional martial arts styles kind of change over, even in the world of kickboxing, a la people like Wonderboy Thompson. So we'll see how that plays out tonight as he takes on a very tough Sam Eldridge.
And his opponent, Sam Eldridge.
Coming to the cage from Sarasota, Florida, by way of St. Louis, Missouri, it is Sam Eldridge. Now, He is coming in sporting a 1-1 record, and all of his fights so far, the two of them have went the distance. So he has put time in the cage.
He seems very relaxed as he's making this walk.
Only 20 years old. He says, always expect the war from me, no matter how much I am relaxed coming in. He says, I'm all about playing the angles. Also, they were very in each other's faces yesterday at the weigh-ins.
That's exciting. That's exciting. These guys are ready to bring it.
Both of these guys look ready. Let's send it up to get this one started.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following is a kickboxing contest, and it is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Shamrock FC 155-pound kickboxing division. Introducing first, fighting tonight out of the blue corner. This fighter stands 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighed in at 155.8 pounds. He's fighting out of Springfield, Missouri. Ladies and gentlemen, Nik Green. Across the cage, his opponent fighting tonight out of the red corner. This kickboxer stands 5 feet 10 inches tall and weighed in at an even 154 pounds. He's fighting out of St. Louis, Missouri by way of Sarasota, Florida. Ladies and gentlemen, Sam Eldridge.
Referee Dwayne Bess has the call for this contest. Nik Green in the blue, Sam Eldridge in the red, and here we go. No touch of the gloves and into the action.
Nice face there out of Nik.
Green taking the center of the cage, coming in heavy. Big spinning back fist there out of Eldridge. Eldridge answering back here.
Again, Sam seems to be the more loose of the two, but Nik is really bringing the heat. He's coming forward. He's taking the center of the cage, really throwing with a lot of power. Nice inside leg kick there.
Beautiful combination there out of Eldridge. So important to set up those kicks with punches.
Have to set them up with punches, Jeremy.
Big right hand there coming out of Eldridge.
Yeah, I'd like to see Sam do a little bit more circling when Nik is coming in. But again, he's doing a good job. Ooh.
Eats a tough one right there.
Yeah.
Nice knee to the body there, though, out of Eldridge. Answered back. Big spinning back kick there out of Green.
I mean, Nik is just throwing with a lot of heat.
Eldridge trying to back him into a corner here, working those positions.
Oh, nice angle there by Sam.
For Nik Green to be a traditional martial arts karate guy, he fights more like a Muay Thai fighter.
Yeah, he does. He does not seem like, your typical, traditional karate fighter. A lot of those kicks are getting caught. Wow, that was a beautiful round by both these guys.
Yeah, if you were in the corner here of Eldridge, what advice are you going to give him?
Man, just kind of more of the same. Watch those kicks, keep those hands up high, just keep circling, creating angles. He had a couple really good moments there where he created some nice angles. If you're in Nik's corner, though, again, I like the aggression. Let's just try to set some things up a little bit more, maybe create some angles for him as well. He's just coming straight forward. But, man, both these guys look great.
No stool for Eldridge coming out of Roan and kickboxing. So let's take a look here at our instant replay again. Big spinning back kick there out of Nik Green, finds a home. But Eldridge able to answer back here as we see, working those combinations to the body, up top, mixing it up. The mixing it up is what's so important in those shots.
Yeah, you can tell he's very focused on mixing it up, going high, going low. He's thinking about what he's throwing. He's very deliberate with what he throws. Nice jab.
Also, I really like those shorts of Sam Eldridge.
Yeah, those are nice.
Check them out, imposewill.com. My buddy here, Adam Meredith. Nice low kick there, though, out of Green.
Oh, you gotta,
you gotta wait for the ref to say something on that one.
Yeah, you can't stop that yourself, but yeah, I can understand the frustration. It's a tense moment. Emotions can run high.
So again, a low blow there.
You know, it happens. These guys it's a dynamic situation in there.
Especially at that point in time, it went orthodox to southpaw.
Yeah, you know, it's just part of it. Yeah, keep your head in the fight and just keep fighting.
Nice jabs there out of Eldridge. Answered right back there, though, by Nik. Big kick by Green. Answered right back by Eldridge. Both of these guys throwing extremely technical strikes.
Yeah, these are both these guys are high-level strikers.
Caught the kick there by Eldridge.
Yeah, I think Sam, he's caught most of those high kicks by Nik. So gotta be careful, kind of dropping his head.
As you said. But Eldridge is doing what's right. He's then starting to chop that front leg out.
Yeah, I mean, he's countering. Every time he eats a kick or catches a kick, or in the breakup, he's throwing shots on the breakup. Good head movement by Sam. Again, Nik, though, just throwing with some heat. Nice right hand by Nik.
This is a tough fight to call.
Yeah, this is tough. I mean, both these guys are just throwing back and forth.
Oh!
Nice head kick. Oh, and Sam could tell that he landed a good shot there, so he turned it up.
Sam swarms. Oh!
Big right hand. I think Nik heard the 10-second clockers and kind of let his foot off the gas a little bit.
Oh, my goodness.
I think that speaks to Sam's ring IQ. He's very smart when he's in there. He's good head movement. He picks his shots well. He knew that it was low on time, so he went after it.
Came in fast and furious there. Like you said, I think Green thought the 10-second was the bell.
He could have.
Or he got rocked, but I didn't see it.
Yeah, I mean, just for half a second, he kind of let up, and Sam just pounced right on that opportunity.
Let's take a look and see what we got in the instant replay here. Little short to the body there. Catches the kick, answers with a big head kick, throws more big knee to the body there. And then again, he dropped his hands.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the reason is for that, but you gotta keep your wits about you at all times.
Always protect yourself is what they say in this game.
Sam saw that opportunity and he immediately hit it.
Third and final round. Sam Eldridge in the red tape, Nik Green in the blue. Who wants it more, ladies and gentlemen? Here we go. Green comes out with the jabs.
Now I'm impressed with both of these fighters.
Again, southpaw versus orthodox here.
Ooh.
Big kick to the body.
I like the way he set that up with a little feint.
Oh. Ruled a slip there, as the trips are not considered damaging blows.
And Sam just keeps catching those kicks. Ooh, nice head movement by Sam. Ooh, big shot and a miss by Nik. He threw some heat on it.
Both of these guys still in the fight. Smart move by Eldridge.
Closing the distance.
Step straight into him.
Yeah, sometimes if you just smother a technique.
Head movement there. Look at the combinations. Again, setting up the kicks with punches. Nice dirty boxing there out of Green.
Yeah,
this
whole fight is just a lot of high-level striking out of these two.
And what's amazing is both of these fights both guys have 3 fights combined.
Yeah, and the pace has not slowed down, you know.
Inside work in both of them here. Eldridge looking for that spinning back fist. Ducks under. Nice hands there.
What a fight. That was a great fight. You know, I wasn't sure what to expect out of Nik being a traditional martial artist, but
truly fought like a Muay Thai fighter.
Yeah, man. I would have, if I just not seen what was on paper, I would have guessed he had a Muay Thai background. And, dude, you look great.
Great job. As they came over and talked to us there, Eldridge, nice sweep there at the end. But again here, it's the combinations that Eldridge was able to throw. Green coming back and forth there with him. It was a tough, tough contest. They're all kinds of talking to us tonight. All right, let's send this one up to the cage to Joe Parisi to make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for tonight's official decision. All 3 judges at cage side has scored this contest the same, 29-28 in favor of your winner by unanimous decision. Out of the red corner, Sam Eldridge.
Maybe a little smack talk from the corners there, but that's all right.
That's all right.
A big win there for Sam Eldridge here, moving to 2-1 in the world of kickboxing. We are going to take a short intermission, and then we will be back for our co-main event. And we'll be right back right here at Shamrock Fighting Championships. We're back here at Shamrock Fighting Championships 356. Jeremy Johnson along with Adam Meredith. Adam, we have had some killer fights, but we still have that co-main and main coming up tonight.
Oh, Jeremy, the crowd's been unbelievable. The fighters have really put on a show. We still have more to come.
Jesse, 26 years in business tonight, and we have put on a great card so far.
Yeah, and I cannot wait for tonight's co-main event with Lucas Lopes and Matt Tinker, 2 big guys that both love to throw knees and love to throw leg kicks.
That's right. Our main event this evening, it will feature the always tough Jackson McVey, but he has a tough one in a seasoned veteran in Jaquise Williams.
Yeah, there's no question Jackson is the young up-and-comer, is really looking to make a statement, but Jaquise has a lot of experience. This is going to be a fun main event, Jeremy.
Now, Jackson McVey is looking at this as potentially his next step into the big show, so we're going to see how this plays out, but he has a tough one with Jaquise Williams tonight.
Yeah, Jaquise Williams does bare-knuckle boxing. He's a super tough guy. He's going to bring it to Jackson McVey. Jackson McVey has got dynamite in his hands, and we saw it in the last fight here. We knocked someone out. Stand up.
Now, again, our co-main event. It's the final walk for the legend of MMA in Lucas Lopes, but he has no tough test ahead of him here with Matt Tinker, who is ready to put him down.
Both these guys are veterans. Both have tons of reach and power in their hands. This could end at any moment. This is going to be an amazing co-main event, Jeremy.
Now, Lucas Lopes has been around this game forever. Tonight, he makes his final walk for Shamrock FC.
I cannot wait. It's an honor to host Lucas Lopes' retirement fight in our 26-year anniversary show. Let's go, Lucas Lopes.
It's time. We're ready for our co-main event. Let me send it up to the cage to Joe Parisi to get us going.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the cage, Matt Tinker.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for our co-main event of the evening here. Jeremy Johnson along tonight with Bellator veteran Adam Meredith, as now making his walk to the cage, it is Matt the Madman Tinker. Now the 47-year-old has over 14 years in the game. He is coming off a big win over Carl Jefferson in his last outing. Now he told me that really he has been around the world of combat sports forever. And tonight he says it's an honor to share the cage with Lucas Lopes, but tonight is my night, and here we go.
And his opponent, Lucas Lopes.
What could be his final walk to the cage? It is Lucas Lopes. Now Lucas is the head coach of Finney's MMA, and at 44 years old, this Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt has fought the likes of Strikeforce. He has fought the likes of Shark Fights. He has one of the most memorable fights against Mike Bronzoulis in Shark Fights in the old days. He spent a ton of time in Strikeforce. And here we go. Our supplement superstores tail the tape. Matt Tinker, 47 years old, 6'5", 194.6 pounds. Lucas Lopes, 44 years old, 6'2", 194 pounds. Lucas started this game in 1994 in Natal, Brazil, and tonight he finally makes the walk in St. Louis, Missouri for what could be the final time.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is tonight's co-main event. It is sponsored by Page Law, and it's set for 3 rounds in the Shamrock FC 195-pound kickboxing division. Introducing first, on my right, fighting tonight out of the FM Roofing blue corner. As a professional kickboxer, he holds a record of 2 wins, 2 defeats. He stands 6 feet 5 inches tall. He weighed in at 194.6 pounds. Fighting out of St. Louis, Missouri, Matt the Madman Tinker. Across the cage, his opponent fighting tonight out of the First Form red corner. Tonight marks his 57th professional combat sports appearance. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall. He weighed in at 194 pounds. Fighting out of Cuiz Novas, Brazil, ladies and gentlemen, Lucas Lopes.
Referee Dwayne Best has the call for our co-main event of the evening here at Shamrock FC 356. Lucas Lopes in the red tape, Matt Tinker in the blue. Now it will be said, Matt Tinker has basically been a predominant kickboxer his entire career.
Yeah, and, you know, he has a lot of recent fights, so I mean that definitely has to come into play here. Matt in the southpaw stance. Lucas very light on his feet.
Slow kick there to the body from Lucas. Going low, he's trying to chop down that front leg. Lucas almost needs to get inside of the taller Tinker.
Yeah, you know, you have to wonder how that, that time off has played for Lucas as he kind of settles into this fight. Those nerves kind of start, relaxing.
Big overhand right from Lopes. Answered right back with a teep kick from Tinker. Tinker working the body.
Nice body shot.
Big shot there.
Lucas can't just, sit there with his
Lucas
back on
has
the
got to
cage.
move.
He wants to circle, get off that cage.
Tinker trying to measure up those shots.
Yeah, Matt has all the time in the world to pick his shots whenever Lucas covers up and doesn't circle off the cage.
Tinker's doing a good job here of actually keeping Lopes at his distance.
Yeah, he's very relaxed and composed.
Oh,
nice.
Big shot.
Big body shot there. And, when you get hit in the liver, it just shuts your body down. You don't really have an option. Lucas taking a big, deep breath, just trying to regain his composure.
Tinker trying to swarm. Big kick again to that spot.
Right back to the body.
Good move there by Tinker. Tinker trying to finish.
Starts digging those shots with.
Oh, he's driving into that spot.
Yeah, I mean,
Lopes trying to survive.
Matt knows what he wants to hit. He's just going to keep on going after it. He's going to keep
Tinker
working
using
that body.
that pinpoint accuracy here.
Another body kick by Matt.
Lopes swings a big right hand. Lopes has got to get off of the cage.
Yeah, he has to circle. He cannot sit here and cover up and just eat shots. He needs to start moving because, Matt can just sit here as long as he wants and just pick his shots all day.
Down to 30 seconds remaining here.
Matt's.
Oh, big right hand out of Tinker. Tinker again swarms and sets Lopes down.
Sets him down. I think Lucas is just a little fatigued.
He took a big shot there.
And that's it.
And that is gonna be it.
It's tough to come back after 5 years off.
Well, he ate a
big shot.
He ate a gigantic kick to the solar plexus.
That's right. Yeah. So between just keeping your nerves in check after all the time off, and then just a big shot to the liver, it's hard to recover from that.
No matter what the story of this fight, he's still a true legend in the sport.
He's always the man of the arena. He stepped in there. He laid it on the line. Great fight by Matt Tinker.
Let's take a look here at our instant replay again. Tinker swarms. Right there, big shot to the body, set Lopes to the ground.
It's like his knee kind of slipped through too, and it did probably most of the damage there.
And then again, Tinker finds a home for that left hand. Right there, sets Lopes on the cage. And again, just opens up with the big shots.
Ladies and gentlemen, this contest comes to a close at 2 minutes, 59 seconds of round number 1. Your winner by TKO, Matt, the Madman Tinker.
A huge win for Matt Tinker here in the Shamrock FC cage, shutting down Lucas Lopes in his final fight. Really, it was a story of the ability to get the kick on the inside to get into that solar plexus area.
Yeah, it's really hard to recover from a good body shot.
A beautiful fight, but we still have our main event to come, and we'll be right back right here at Shamrock Fighting Championships. And we are back here at Shamrock Fighting Championships as we move on to our main event as rising up-and-comer Jackson McVey takes on the seasoned veteran in Jaquez Williams.
Please welcome to the cage, Jaquez Williams.
Making his way to the cage by way of Obion, Tennessee, it is Jaquez Williams. Now he trains out at Dogwood MMA. The 32-year-old also fights in the world of bare knuckle. The last time he was in the Shamrock FC cage, he had a rear naked choke win over Kurt Gridlington at Shamrock FC 289. Put in over 12 years of training and took this fight on only 2 weeks' notice.
Got the heart of a warrior.
How much pressure is on you whenever you take a short notice fight like this?
When you're coming on the road, it's sometimes less pressure, right? Because there's not many of your fans in the crowd, and then when it's short notice, you don't have all this time to think about and build it up in your head. You can just go do what you do, which is fight.
And fight he does. Over 20 fights in his professional record.
And his opponent, Jackson McVey.
They call him the Moose. Coming all the way from Minnesota, it is Jackson McVey. The 3-0 Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt has spent 12 years in the gym. Comes off his last win over James Regina. And really, McVey has got a lot riding on this fight. There's been a lot of talk about him, a lot of hype behind him. As we take a look here at our supplement superstores, tail of the tape, Jackson McVey, 26 years old, 6'4", 199 pounds. Jaquise Williams, 32 years old, 6'4", 200.9 pounds. This is a catch weight at 200 pounds due to the time that it took Jaquise to get into the fight. This also plays into McVey, who did not have to cut weight for this fight.
Yeah, you know, that makes a big difference when you don't have to, you know, cut a whole bunch of weight.
It's time. Here is our main event. Let's send it up to Joe Parisi.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the time has come. This is the final fight of the night. I want everybody in the casino up on your feet. Get loud, because ladies and gentlemen, it's time for tonight's main event. 3 rounds at a 200-pound catchweight. Introducing to you first, fighting tonight out of the FM Roofing blue corner. Tonight marks his 22nd pro appearance at 6 feet 4 inches tall. This fighter weighed in at 200.9 pounds. He's fighting out of Obion, Tennessee. Ladies and gentlemen, Jaquise Williams. Across the cage, his opponent fighting tonight out of the First Form red corner. He holds an unblemished pro record with 3 wins, no defeats. He stands 6 feet 4 inches tall and weighed in at 199 pounds. He's fighting out of St. Louis, Missouri by way of Lino Lakes, Minnesota. Ladies and gentlemen, Jackson the Moose McVey.
Referee Zach Tybris has the call for our main event this evening. Jaquise Williams in the blue tape, Jackson McVey in the red. Both of these fighters as tough as they come, Adam.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Big, long guys. Nice feints there by Jackson.
McVey in the southpaw stance.
Jaquise very calm,
big kick
patient.
to the body.
Nice check there by Jackson. Responds with a kick of his own. And Jaquise is doing a great job just staying nice and relaxed and composed.
Yeah,
just
Williams
feeling out Jackson right now.
Williams owning the center of the cage here. Nice kick to the body there out of McVey. Oh!
Don't want to give up that neck.
Big shot to the body there.
Oh, and that's tight. That's tight. That's it. That's it.
That is all over.
You cannot leave that neck exposed.
Jackson McVey making easy work of it there.
Jackson is an absolute savage.
It makes you wonder now what's next.
I don't know, man. That's a great question. You know, I just speaking with him at the gym, I know he's had some trouble kind of finding opponents and getting them lined up. And when you make short work of it like that, it's kind of inevitable that you start trying to hopefully get those calls from the bigger shows.
It's a big one. Let's send it up to Joe Parisi to make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, this contest comes to a close at 53 seconds of round number 1. Your winner by submission due to a guillotine choke, Jackson the Moose McVey.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am here with your winner, Jackson McVey. Jackson, a tough test and a very seasoned opponent, but you made the easy, quick work of this. How did you feel coming into this one?
First and foremost, let's give it up for Jaquise Williams, taking this on a week's notice. A lot of people wouldn't take this fight. That's a real man right there.
So, finishing by a guillotine there, but really so tough. What do we expect to see next?
Well, I'm hoping to make a quick turnaround, September, something like that. Let's get this rolling. I'm ready to make some waves.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Jackson McVey. All right, ladies and gentlemen, a beautiful night of fights here at Shamrock FC 356. We have had some killer ones tonight, Adam.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
A beautiful night of fights. We will have more to come. Check out our website at shamrockfightingchampionships.com for all of the information, and we'll see you next time right here at Shamrock FC.